Earlier this year, Buzzfeed's DIY channel Nifty reached out to me to collaborate on a video to help me choose a nice piece of furniture for my home. Now, my place was already pretty full, but I had an empty space with good light that I could fill. So I thought I'd show you what I chose and how I approached decorating the area with some more plants. I am looking for a piece of furniture. And this wall is opened largely because of the fact that, one, I turned my closet into a greenhouse basically, and then I had to move my clothes out and I put them in this cedar cabinet that I got from Craigslist. And the cedar cabinet had been here, but then I had construction in my house where we got new heating and this heater moved here, so I had to move this cabinet away. And now I am left with this empty space and I don't quite know what to do with it because I can't put artwork up there because it would probably get bleached because I get some southwest facing window light. And whenever I see that amount of light coming in, I kind of just want to give it to the plants. So I figured a shelf, a hanging shelf here, would actually fit quite perfectly. But I haven't been able to find one. And usually I get my furniture through, on the side of the streets. There used to be a lot of great furniture shops around here, vintage furniture shops, things that they would refurbish, and I bought a lot of those pieces, actually made a lot of those pieces myself with my father. So this whole closet garden was just like old planks and old shelves. And then that shelf over there that you see was completely made for this space so I could have like grow lights and a polydarium up there. So yeah, I don't know if I could actually find anything online that would kind of fit this space, but I'm thinking something that's big enough that kind of fills it out, but still small enough that it doesn't take over the whole wall area, because I do like the exposed brick. And maybe something that's a little bit rustic and also industrial. So, something like this that has like kind of exposed wood and then has this kind of industrial flair, I love these like hand wrought iron items that kind of hold up the plants. So I'm thinking about something like that. I mean, obviously no plastic. Plastic doesn't really go in my house. I don't have a lot of plastic in here. But I think, we could work around a specific style just because my house doesn't really have a specific style because I've just picked up furniture from all sorts of places. But I think that's part of what gives it its charm.
So I'm so excited to have you here to look at the options that we've got. I spent all of yesterday shopping and I'm sure that you're gonna love them.
Oh, good. I'm really excited to see what pieces you got.
So you've had some time to look over the options and I think you've been vibing with most of them. So do you think you've come to a decision?
I think I definitely have. I know one that I think would look perfect for my space.
Amazing, I'm so excited. We'll see your delivery up now and then we'll see what it looks like in your apartment covered in beautiful plants.
Yeah, great, thank you so much.
It's all good.
I spent some time with Buzzfeed and I found the perfect shelf with them, so. Also very good, made in a Fairtrade certified factory. Power of your purchase, creating positive change at home and around the world. I do know from actually purchasing from West Elm in the past that all of my rugs and my carpets were actually Fairtrade as well, as well as the baskets that I bought from West Elm. So this is actually a plus because I didn't actually see this when I bought this, and I should have looked out for it as well. Ooh, that is a nice piece of wood. It's a really nice finish. It's gonna be a shame when I put plants on this and accidentally water over the wood and destroy it, because that could happen. It's a nice size plank though. And this does feel like a solid piece of wood. Sometimes you get those boards that feel like just chipboard, kind of pasted together with glue. Ooh, these are nice too. This is exactly what I was going for, that kind of like industrial feel, but with some of that kind of rustic nature. And I think you could get that by having some of these metal outfittings with the wood. I think I would have liked this a little bit kind of like if it was like this color, kind of black color, but this is fine too. Beggars can't be choosers. The only downside of getting things like this is all the waste. You can actually recycle these plastic bags though. You just need to take them to like your local supermarket. Sometimes your supermarket actually recycles these plastic bags. And then these actually must be this is perfect. This is what I was looking for. So this is great for my wall because I have like a crotchety old brick wall, and the way that these work is that you drill a hole in the wall, you put these in, and then once you drill the screw in, it actually expands. And I was worried that if they didn't give me these, I'd have to go to the hardware store in order to be able to get them. This always worries me because the mason jar garden that I did in my kitchen, it's not even that heavy, and you know, the brick started to crumble a little bit. So we got Tapcon screws and glue in order to be able to fix it to the wall, and this is a lot heavier, especially if I'm going to be putting plants on it. So we just have a few steps with this. We actually have to put the shelf together, then we're going to measure it on the wall, and then from there going to have to place it on the wall. So it seems pretty straightforward. There's not many moving parts. So I'm going to just set these up right now. Letters up together. A and A. Okay. Ooh. This is a heavy shelf. Now I could see that this doesn't fit perfectly here, but I think it feels pretty sturdy otherwise. And this says here, maximum total weight capacity for this product is 60 pounds total. So I can't be putting too many plants on here. Also, it's really heavy. I'm hoping my wall will actually hold this. I'm gonna hold it up just so you can get a sense of what it would look like. Oh my God, it's heavy. Oh, oh. How does it look? Okay, so I just measured that wall and it's 65 inches across. So I'm gonna measure this. I believe it's 32. Okay, so it's it's more or less 32. It's 32 and a half, but so 65 minus 32 is 33. So that means it needs to be 16 and a half to make it somewhat in the center. And right here. So I've actually found that this wall is really difficult to drill into, and it really helps to be able to put just a little hole in the wall first. So I'm gonna just take this screw into the middle of the hole and just hammer it in slightly, because then it's gonna be easier to direct the drill into this hole. This is not the most ideal drill to be drilling holes in this brick, but just a little tip, I put a little tape on here just because I didn't want to drill the hole too far, because if you drill the hole too far, then your screw is going to go in too far. Almost perfect. So I just want to make sure this is level before moving forward, because the hole might have changed as I was drilling into the wall. Let's drop this down. Actually, it looks pretty good. All right, so we're gonna be ready to drill this. Okay, I think that is pretty secure, or as secure as it's going to get. This was a very difficult wall to drill into, but I think this is actually pretty sturdy. I'm not going to put a tremendous amount of weight on it, however, and then I'm gonna take this off because I know it's only 60 pounds. But we'll just have to figure out what kind of plants that are gonna go on it, and then I'll show you what it looks like after that, but I'm pretty happy with it.
I wanted to have a nice balance of larger, mid-size, and smaller plants on these shelves. I won't know exactly how these plants will fare in the space of my house, so I'll just have to observe them over the next few weeks and see.
So I just finished my shelf and placing all the plants on this, and I think it looks great. I tried not to overdo it. You could see that I had to practice so much restraint in putting all of my plants on these shelves. And I think it actually looks better with a little breathing space. But I got a lot of interesting plants that are not new. I actually pulled them out from other places of my home. So I have an Agapetes serpens up here. I have this Hoya Bella, which now on closer inspection, I see these little cute peduncles. Look at all these little flowers that are about to bloom on this Hoya Bella, which is amazing. Some Rhipsalis. I have another Rhipsalis down here. Schlumbergera, which is a type of jungle cactus. Dischidia, which is a plant that is in the Hoya family as well, shares a family with the Hoya. And a Hoya crassicalis, which was a little bit further into my room, but it was important to actually put it closer to the light because this is a type of Hoya species that requires a little bit more light, a little bit more like 70 to 90% full sun. I have a crassula right here, Cotyledonous, the Rhipsalis I mentioned, but you see the crassula is about to bloom too, which looks like a ton of fun. And then another Hoya, this is Hoya curtisii. I don't see any blooms on this quite yet, but I will get excited when they do bloom. Their blooms are actually quite large for how small their leaves are. Selenarius, which is another type of cactus. And then I have this Senecio raulanus, which called string of beads or string of pearls. And I have to say, this just bloomed, and it has some of my hair on here. This just bloomed, and it smells like cinnamon and cloves. It's really delicious smelling. And then here is another Hoya ficii, which I had moved out. It was looking a little chlorotic, so hopefully it'll be okay here, and if not, I will actually move it again. And then this is formerly known as Sansevieria kirkii coppertone, but it's now put into Dracaena. And so I have that growing here. This was actually in my window, but I moved it here and I think it should be fine. And a beautiful handmade pot with a Gasteria, which looks like it's about to bloom as well, and some sedums and some Anacamphoceros. So I'm very pleased with the shelf, and I love the little pots I have going on here.
What DIY houseplant projects have you been planning in your home? Share with the community in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to help it grow, and click the notifications bell so you know when the next episode launches. For deeper tactical knowledge on houseplant care, maintenance, and more, check out the Houseplant Masterclass at houseplantmasterclass.com. And if you're keen to connect with plants and the people in the community on a deeper level, then check out my latest book, How to Make a Plant Love You. Cultivate green space in your home and heart. Available at booksellers and select plant shops worldwide.